Hey, Chris here. And do you know that you cannot go from familiar to phenomenal? Hey, I help organizations develop healthy, transformative cultures that attract and retain elite talent by developing elite leaders. So, what do I mean by can't go from familiar to phenomenal? Well, if you are familiar with any of my previous videos or any of the work that I do, when we talk about organizational culture, and perfection is a myth, so I'm not saying we have to be perfect because we won't, but we can be elite. And so I put the word phenomenal in that category. If you really want to turn around an organizational culture, we can grow or we can be comfortable, but we can't have both. And so oftentimes, with the best of intentions, what organizations will do is they will go with what's familiar, hoping that it will turn into phenomenal. In other words, they will practice the definition of insanity, right? Keep doing what they're doing, but somehow wish and hope for different results. And wishing and hoping, that's not a strategy. So if you are in any position to directly or indirectly affect the transformation, if you will, of an organizational culture, and it involves the formalized leadership, I want to encourage you to reflect on this. As you can't go from familiar to phenomenal. You can go from familiar to familiar, but you can't go from familiar to phenomenal, because most problems cannot be solved. We can't solve them on the level in which they were created, or with the people that created them. To use the bus analogy, is if you have a less than desirable organizational culture, certainly the people that drove the bus in the past can't drive, and in some ways they can't ride on it into the future. So I want to encourage you, hopefully this helped you a little bit, are you settling for familiar when you're really wanting and should get to phenomenal? Hey, as always, thank you. Like, share, follow. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.